Hello, fellas. Join us for the latest aviation news as we explore a massive aircraft order, introduce new planes, and reveal exciting developments in the world of Qantas A380. Fasten your seatbelts for a high-flying episode. Qantas is sending its Airbus A380 towards London to aid Israel's repatriation efforts. The British low-cost airline EasyJet made news this morning when it said it was ordering up to 257 brand-new Airbus A320neo family planes. The Orange airline has made 157 firm orders for new narrow-bodies, which is almost double the number of planes it had on order before, 158. It also has options for 100 more new narrow-bodies. A trading update from EasyJet that came out saying that the company has placed a large order for aircraft. In fact, the carrier based in Luton has bought almost twice as many stretched fuselage A321neos as regular A320neos. These two types of planes have 101 and 56 new firm orders, respectively. Johan Lundgren, the CEO of EasyJet, stated, "This will enable EasyJet's fleet modernization and growth to continue beyond 2028, while providing substantial benefits including cost efficiencies and sustainability improvements." Due to EasyJet's current order book with Airbus, the delivery of these newly ordered next-generation twin jets is not likely to start anytime soon. In fact, the airline's trading update said that these planes would be shipped between the fiscal years 2029 and 2034. How old the A321neo is. This order shows that EasyJet sees the bigger Airbus A321neo plane as an important part of its future fleet plans, but this is clear in other places too. EasyJet only has 15 A321neos right now, split between EasyJet UK and EasyJet Switzerland. However, the airline said EasyJet has also agreed to exercise conversion rights within its current order book to convert 35 A320neo deliveries into A321neo aircraft. Along with the proposed purchase, this will lead to lower CO2 pollution, fuel use, and operating costs per seat. Another big reason why deliveries won't start until the end of this decade is that most of its latest order is for the bigger A321neo. EasyJet says that delivery spots for 200-seat narrow-bodies are very limited until at least 2029 from Airbus and Boeing. So buying them now as an investment for the long run might turn out to be a good idea in the end. A promise of almost $20 billion. As of now, EasyJet has placed orders for 315 Airbus planes, but the new deal still needs to be approved by shareholders. With the option to buy up to 100 more planes, the company is clearly committed to Airbus, which can also be seen in its finances. The airline says that the most recent order and new conversion show a total pledge of $19.9 billion based on the list prices for 2018. This is not at all what EasyJet founder Stelios Agianou had in mind 14 years ago. To be exact, the Evening Standard said in May 2009 that he'd scolded the carrier for buying too many new Airbus planes, even though the number of passengers wasn't growing as fast as the fleet. However, things are changing because aviation is having a boom after COVID. Qantas is sending its Airbus A380 towards London to aid Israel's repatriation efforts. Qantas sent an A380 from London to Sydney to help get Australians who were stuck in Israel back home. At first, the airline would use a smaller 787-9 to fly Australians from Tel Aviv to London. 2 services have already been approved. In addition to the flights that Flying Kangaroo runs, Foreign Minister Penny Wong said on Friday that the federal government will charter at least 2 more planes from Ben Gurion Airport to Dubai. Over 12,000 Australians are thought to be in Israel right now, though many of them may not want to leave because they're dual citizens. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade said the situation is very difficult and changing quickly. The Australian government is working to ensure Australians who want to leave can do so as soon as possible, including whether further assisted departure flights are required. Qantas has also promised to help Australians who arrive in London on assisted departure planes from Tel Aviv by giving them a free A380 flight from London to Sydney via Singapore. Australians in Israel or the occupied Palestinian territories who want to leave and don't have plans to depart should register via DFAT's crisis portal or by calling the 24-hour Consular Emergency Center on +61 2 6261 3305 from overseas or 1300 555 135 from within Australia. Qantas said that more than 900 people offered to run its flights, which is a lot more than the 70 people they needed. PHZNN, the newest 787 from Flying Kangaroo, is likely to be the first plane to leave Tel Aviv. Australian Aviation says that Qantas got its last Dreamliner in July. It's named Snowy River. It was the last of 3 shipments that had been held up for 2 years. With the recent landings of VHZNM, Mateship, and VHZNL, Billabong, the Flying Kangaroo now has 14 of these types of planes. Like other types, the last 3 Qantas 787-9s have 166 economy seats, 42 lie-flat bed seats in business class, and 28 premium economy seats. Qantas needs the planes to add more seats and start new trips. The company is currently talking with Air France about adding a direct flight from Perth to France and many other European cities. Regularly, neither Qantas nor Virgin fly directly to Israel. But friends of Qantas such as Emirates and El Al and partners of Virgin such as Etihad do. A new Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner has been added to Etihad Airways' fleet. To its fleet of new planes, Etihad Airways has a brand new Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. When the new plane arrived at Abu Dhabi International Airport, AUH, on Friday, the company was happy to see it. After a thorough check by the plane's engineering team, the plane is set to take its first passenger trip on Sunday. Reports say that the new Dreamliner will be Etihad's 39th Dreamliner that's currently in use. Flight path. The plane, which is registered as A380, was brought by Boeing at its facility in Charleston, South Carolina. Flight Radar 24 says the plane was meant to leave Charleston International Airport, CHS, at 11 o'clock on Thursday, but it didn't. It took off from runway 33 at 1334 instead. When the plane got to about 1,000 feet, it turned right and went northeast. The first place A380 went was over the Atlantic Ocean at an altitude of 39,000 feet. It flew for about 6 hours before landing in northern Portugal. At 7 hours and 50 minutes into the trip, the plane was over the Mediterranean Sea. It had risen to 41,000 feet, where it would stay for another 5 hours. The plane started to go down over the Persian Gulf, which is southeast of Qatar. While getting close, A380 flew over Abu Dhabi and south of AUH. When it got back to runway 31L after a 13-hour and 31-minute flight, it arrived at 11:05 a.m. local time. Passion to grow this year. Antonaldo Neves, the CEO of the airline, said something about getting the new plane. The arrival of our latest 787 Dreamliner underscores our commitment to expanding this year by improving the quality of our customer experience and expanding the reach of our network. All of this is part of our Vision 2030, which supports our growth as shown by the fact that we added new routes to Osaka, Copenhagen, and Dusseldorf 2 weeks ago. The National says that Etihad announced earlier this year it wants to double its fleet to 150 planes and carry 30 million more people by 2030. One of 4 Dreamliners. Etihad said the plane is one of 4 Dreamliners that will be arriving this year. More than that, it arrived 3 years after the last 787-10 was delivered on October 13, 2020. It's also taking a long time to deliver A380. CH Aviation says Etihad bought the plane in November 2013, and it won't take long for it to take its first flight in December 2020. It's possible that the plane's arrival was delayed because the pandemic was bad for business. The company will also get 3 slightly smaller 787-9s this year to add to its fleet. CH Aviation says that Etihad has 39 Dreamliners in its fleet, with 29 787-9s and 10 bigger 787-10s currently in use. The jets use up to 25% less fuel than similar planes of the same size, and they also offer the highest level of comfort and luxury to their guests. All cabins on the plane are equipped with high-end amenities like blankets, pillows, and amenity packages to make sure passengers are comfortable on long-haul trips. According to the airline, its 787s fly to 50 different places around the world. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more interesting information.